I've always loved everything about Tesla. The car, the design, the company, and even the CEO are all incredible. And I've always wanted to buy one for myself because one of my favorite features about this car is the Smart Summon feature and this. All right, check this out. So it's coming, watch this. Oh, check it out. Now it's small and portable, can fit inside your pocket because it's got a really small carbon footprint. Also, that's a lie, that was video editing. Let's talk about Tesla. Let's begin. Hi, my name is Andre Jick, and no, I didn't actually buy myself a Tesla because I would need $2.125 million invested at 4% to make the yearly cost of a Model X, which is around $85,000. And since I have nowhere near that amount of money, I have no business trying to buy a luxury car like a Tesla. So that was my friend Jeremy from Financial Education. That's his car, and 6 months ago, we did a collaborative video together talking about the Tesla stock because he has a ton of money invested in that company, and he's been a big champion of it for a long time. Now, since then, a lot has happened. Elon Musk is now in the top 5 richest people in the world, richer than Mark Zuckerberg. The stock has grown several hundred%. We've had a stock split, and the stock is just on fire. Just like my brokerage and my wallet for not buying more. Just kidding. I did buy a little bit. Actually, I bought it at $95.83 a share. The problem is that I bought 0.01 shares because I was demonstrating how fractional shares work. So if you're a rational human being, like I'm sure you are, you're probably feeling a little bit of FOMO. I know I am. Fear of missing out, that Tesla's gonna go to $7,000 and we would have missed the chance to make so much money. So I wanted to follow up with Jeremy to get his thoughts on whether or not the stock is undervalued, overvalued, is it on a bubble? Should you sell it? Should you buy it? Should you hold on? Should you buy the car? Maybe, but that's where we're gonna go see him right now. And let's do it right now. We're here. What planet are we on? Planet 13?
Planet 13 or Mars, we're not sure which.
One of the two. Yeah, Jeremy, you got the biodefense weapon activated?
We are ready to go, yes it is.
If you don't know what that is, by the way, Tesla has this cool feature where they have these HEPA filters activated, and it basically filters out like microbial
short sellers. I mean, yeah, 5%.
What price point and when did you buy your first Tesla stock?
The first price point I think was in the 300s when I first started buying it. And I kept buying it. It went down to 200s, I kept buying, then it would go up a little bit, kept buying, went down, kept buying. I think my average cost is around $227 roughly for my shares, despite starting to buy a lot heavier, much more expensive than that initially. I just kept buying.
How much are your shares worth now?
My shares are worth 300 and something thousand now.
Jesus
on an investment
Christ.
That was only maybe 30K, a little over 30K.
That's insanity.
Yeah.
300 grand, that's more than my entire Robinhood portfolio.
I know people in my my private group that have thousands.
I wish I got in on it, but I didn't. Jeremy, how has the stock split affected the price so far?
Positively. I mean, Tesla stock was finally starting to kind of like, break even and then go down a bit.
They're like, yeah, let's get back to reality here. And they're like, no, let's go stock split.
As soon as the stock split was announced, the very next day, for the most part, it's been kind of just up in a straight line.
So here's the thing about stock splits. Before those, there were stock buybacks. A company would take its cash and buy its own stock, driving the share prices higher because there's less shares now. Except it's not a real growth in value or productivity, and instead it was just a clever accounting trick where they would basically print more money by making their stocks a lot more rare because now there's less of them on the market. Except there was a problem. The pandemic hit, which exposed a lot of vulnerable companies that ran out of cash, which meant that they had to get bailed out. So goodbye stock buybacks, hello stock splits, the new accounting trick. So Tesla just announced that they're gonna sell 5 billion shares worth of Tesla. So is that a good thing or a bad thing for shareholders?
Well, for a Tesla case, it's actually a good thing. Sometimes you don't like to see companies dilute their shareholder value, but for Tesla, they're in this position where they need as much capital as possible so they can plug that back into the business and the business can continue to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. And when you think about all the opportunities in front of this company, not just electric vehicles, but autonomous driving, autonomous taxi networks, the energy side of their business, battery packs, I mean, it goes on and on. This company needs maximum amount of cash on their balance sheet so they can get to all these massive massive opportunities they're going after, which is why investors are really excited about this stock.
Now, this is probably the thing I'm most excited about. The fact that Tesla realizes their stock has grown so much in value that they could just sell a few $1 billion worth to pay for operations, to build a few new gigafactories, and I think that's such a smart move, and I'm really excited about it.
Do you think that Tesla is going to be included in the S&P 500, and what will it take for them to get there? And if they do, how is that going to affect the stock price?
Probably not, because Wall Street hates Tesla. No, I'm just kidding. No, in all honesty, they probably will get included now. They've had 4 straight quarters of profitability. They meet, obviously, the market cap requirements. And at this point, it is kind of silly that they're not in the S&P 500, because this is a company now that has a market capitalization of hundreds of billions of dollars. I mean, we're talking about, this is now, as far as market cap goes, this is one of the biggest companies in the world.
It's bigger than Visa now.
Yes, I mean, for it to not be in the S&P 500 seems quite silly. And you know, if it does get in the S&P 500, obviously funds will have to start allocating it if they haven't already.
Why haven't they?
Well, some funds might not have wanted to get involved with the stock. Some funds, you know, think about it. If you invest in an index fund that tracks S&P 500, they can only invest in S&P 500 companies.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people do. You know, maybe even yourself. And I know a lot of people that they love to put their money toward an S&P 500 index fund. If you're somebody that's running that, you're not allowed to just go and say, I want to put some money in Tesla stock, or let's put $1 billion over in this stock. You have to. You're forced to buy only S&P 500 companies. And so obviously, if you're thinking about it for a long-term perspective, it's a good thing that, you know, more investors will be getting involved with the stock.
If Tesla can get access to blind index fund money, when I say blind, I mean index fund investors usually just buy index funds regardless of what the price is, then more than likely Tesla's valuation will skyrocket even higher.
All right, so Jeremy, with all of that into consideration, do you think that right now Tesla is in a bubble? Is it undervalued? Is it overvalued? What do you think?
It's tough to say.
Asking the oracle here.
Yeah, as a you know, Tesla investor, it's tough to say, because I mean, there were people that even at the $40 billion market cap, never mind a $400 billion market cap like it has today, even at $40 billion, there was some people saying, oh, that stock's a bubble. It shouldn't be that highly valued. It shouldn't be valued more than Ford or GM or some of these other companies. So it's really tough to say. I'll say from my perspective as a long-term investor of this company, I believe they have one of the biggest market opportunities of any public company in the world. I think in 2030, if we fast forward 10 years, I think there's a high probability Tesla will actually be the highest revenue company in the world, actually even outpacing Amazon in terms of revenue. And so when you're thinking about it from that perspective, it kind of changes your mind a bit. If you're looking at what Tesla's doing today, and you're only focused on what Tesla's doing today versus where the market cap's at, absolutely, you can make an argument that the stock's a bubble, but you could also do that for many stocks out there. It's not like it's just Tesla. But when you start looking at the long-term opportunity and you start running the numbers and where this company can likely be at 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, I mean, you're talking about, you know, this is very much could be the highest revenue company in the world in 10 years.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the graph and I'm like, there's no way that that's sustainable. Like, it's just like this. It's just vertical right now.
Yeah, and no stocks ever move like that. Eventually, Tesla's going to dip. Eventually, Tesla's going to have a move down, whether that move down lasts a month, you know, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, you know, no one ever knows. But yeah, there's no doubt, stocks don't always go up in a straight line, even the greatest of the great companies. So.
We thought that at $1,000 it went up. That's crazy. Now it's insane. If people are wanting to start invest in Tesla, do you think it's just a hold for now? And
yeah, I think if you're already in it and you're in there for the long term, it makes sense to more than likely hold. That's what I'm doing personally with my shares. I'm just holding. I'm not buying. I'm not selling. It's just one of those stocks that, you know, you have to be a long-term believer. I think where it's going to get dangerous for folks is those type of folks that are looking at this and they're seeing the stock chart and they're like, oh, the stock goes up almost every day. I just got to buy because I'm just going to make money tomorrow or next week. I think those are the people that are going to get into trouble with this stock, because eventually that's not going to work, and eventually it's going to have it move downward, and those people are going to probably panic sell and those sorts of things.
The Robinhood users.
Yo, let's be nice. Let's be nice.
Hey, I'm a Robinhood user.
Okay,
so
fair play.
Stonks can only go up.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just personally afraid of investing in Tesla because I've been so wrong about it before. Even when it was under $1,000, I thought it was too expensive. But I'm not here to tell you what to do. I've always said that long term, Tesla's gonna do incredibly well. But in the short term, this graph looks completely unsustainable. No one can grow at this rate continuously. So I wouldn't be surprised if this rally goes all the way up to $7,000 before quickly correcting back down to reality.
Are you gonna lock in your profits? Are you gonna sell the stock? at any point?
Yeah, first off, I get about 1,000 questions a day. Should I buy this stock? Should I sell this stock? Oh,
me
my
too.
goodness. Yeah. So in my personal opinion, you know, I'm just holding the stock. I have no plans to buy any more shares, no plans to sell any more shares. I think Tesla's kind of a no touch. I think it's one of those stocks, if you're already in it, great. I think if you're trying to get in it, I think it's dangerous. Especially,
it's a hot potato.
Yeah, if you're playing from any short-term perspective, I think it's ultimately dangerous right now. You know, unless you're in this for the next decade,
right?
Fair play,
right?
Fair play, because you can put it in the filing cabinet, forget about it. But man, if you're trying to time this one out over the next week, next month, I think you're going to be, you know, it's scary. Good luck.
I think so too.
That's all I'll say. Good luck.
Long term, great investment. Short term, that's a hot potato.
Hot potato.
Yeah. Do you think that Toyota or some other manufacturer would ever catch up to Tesla? And if not, how far ahead is Tesla?
I think it'd be really tough. I mean, at this point, Tesla is, I would say, at least 3 to 5 years in front of these guys, and it depends on the company.
3 to 5 years.
3 to 5 years, yeah. They are so far in front of all the competition right now, and that's what a great CEO can do for you. There was always a great saying on Apple back in the day when Steve Jobs was there. He always had the company 5 years in front of all the competition, and I really feel like Tesla's at least 5 years in front of the competition right now.
Did you see the race between the P100D and the Taycan, the Porsche Turbo?
I did, yeah. That was a fun one.
I don't remember how much it cost, but it smoked the P100.
Wow. The question is, will they actually sell any of those or not?
Right, that's the question, yeah, because the price point is like vastly different.
Yeah.
So I didn't buy any Tesla, and hindsight is 20/20. But I did make a video talking about why I don't invest in Tesla, and I got so much hate from that video.
Take it down, you were so wrong, you idiot.
And I actually didn't make that video to tell people not to invest in Tesla. Believe it or not, I made that video because I wanted to teach people about PE ratios, but I didn't want to title that video how PE ratios work, because unless you're already interested in investing, nobody would have clicked or watched that video. So I wanted to explain a nuanced topic within the context of a more popular, more interesting subject matter, which was Tesla. And that's why I made that video, but I never thought that Tesla was a bad investment. I think it's a great investment long term. It's just that hyper growth, volatile stocks is not my style of investing. I don't have the stomach for it to see my money drop 50% because I didn't grow up with parents that were rich and had a lot of money. So instinctually, I never took a lot of risks in my life. But as I get older, as I start to make more money, I do want to take more risks. So if I do want to invest in Tesla, I would invest through ARK ETFs, something like QQQ or the ARK investment, or maybe owning Tesla directly, but maybe buying $100 worth, maybe once a week, maybe once a month, just so I can slowly build up a position. But overall, I would not just put a lot of money in Tesla right now, personally. But anything can happen. I don't know everything there is to know about investing. I'm still learning myself. And if you want to follow my journey, then subscribe, join my free Discord group, follow me on Instagram, get your 2 free stocks, one from Robinhood, the other from Webull, by funding your account $100. That second free stock could be valued up to $1,600. Once you do get those 2 free stocks, you can join my Patreon. I will give you a spreadsheet to track those stocks automatically. It's a super cool tool. And I will see you back here on Monday and Friday, and maybe occasionally a Wednesday. Love you. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
So Jeremy, what's the next Tesla stock that's going to 10x your money?
Oh, dude, I have this stock I've been investing in recently. Stock has massive upside potential. It's called